Trinity B1 ISE-1 4 Skills Test, SELT Secure English Language Tests, B1 English Test ISE-1 Skilled Worker, Health and Care Worker, Scale-Up Worker, Student Visas.
Now, Pradeep, are you ready?
Yes, by all means.
By all means, okay. I thought maybe you said yes, boy. Is that okay? Let's start. Could you tell me about your topic points? I think you have very different topic points because I have not chosen them for you. Tell me, I'll write them somewhere, then I'll start. Tell me, what are your topic points?
My topic is my home country. The
Hmm.
4 point is a festival in my country,
Hmm.
and weather in my country,
Hmm.
sport in my country,
Hmm.
and food in my country. That's the 4 all. Sports, food, festival, and weather.
Got it. Okay. Oops, sent it to a wrong person. Okay, never mind. Let's start. This is Trinity College London ISE-1. My name's Angelina. I am your interlocutor for your speaking and listening test. What's your full name?
My name is Pradeep Singh.
What's your topic's title for today?
My topic title is my home country.
What are your 4 topic points?
First one is festival in my country. Second, weather of my country. Third, sports in my country. Fourth, food in my country.
All right. What's the weather like in your country?
Pardon, please?
What's the weather like in your country?
Weather is like 4 season weather. I can say on this point, winter, summer, autumn, and spring, the 4 season. But most probably, the weather is stay humidity and summer.
Pradeep, weather and seasons are 2 different things. I told you that day as well. Weather can change in a day. Like you say, morning is rainy. So I don't know which, if you come from Punjab, so you can say that mostly the weather is hot in my country, in the center of the country, right? You can say in the north of the country, the weather is cold, right? So it just depends. You need to tell me what's the weather like in your country. What's the weather like in your country? If you want to describe it like this. For example, you want to say that, in the south of the country, that is like on the side of the Indian Ocean, right? It's very humid, or probably it is windy as well. But in like Punjab is pretty much in the center, right? So the weather is very cold in winters and very, very hot in summers, right? And in the north of the country, the weather is extremely cold. If you want to explain the weather like this, right? Because weather is very different from seasons, right? Let me, can you change this, please? Because I'm not sure if you would be able to answer this question if the
No problem. I
examples.
can change it to what should I write it here?
You should pick something because weather and season are like confusing topics.
Yeah, that's the confusion for me as well. I always confuse in weather and season. Yeah, I can go for languages.
Okay, you can go with languages.
Languages in my country.
Okay.
Yeah, I can speak on that as well.
Okay, let's start over. This is Trinity College London ISE-1. My name's Angelina. What's your full name?
My name is Pradeep Singh.
What's your topic's title for today?
The topic title is my home country.
What are your 4 topic points?
Festival in my country, languages in my country, sports in my country, and food in my country.
Okay, so what kind of festivals do people celebrate in your country?
There are too many festivals which we celebrate in my country, but the most famous festivals are Diwali, Dashera, Vaisakhi, and Holi.
Okay, how do people celebrate these festivals?
People celebrate these festivals to distribute sweets to their relatives. Also, they do. See,
Lost your voice. Repeat yourself.
also they they buy new clothes for that festivals
Mm.
and give the present to children as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. And what is the most important festival for you in your country?
For me, it's Diwali, which is most I like the Diwali. That's more famous for me.
So, could you tell me about any sports in your country that people play often?
There are three main sports which in India people used to play a lot, uh, like cricket, football, and hockey. But cricket is passion of Indian people.
Right. So, do people play sports alone or with other people?
No, they distribute in the teams and they play with their friends. Also, they can play with the village friends or from their towns.
All right. So, could you tell me about the national sport of your country?
National sports is a sport is my country's hockey.
All right. And how often do people play hockey in your country?
Hockey is also is very famous game in my country. All part of India, hockey are played in the whole part of India, but the majorly famous part of India where the hockey was played, if hockey is playing, that is Punjab, UP, and Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. These four states are really very good in hockey.
Okay, so, what kind of languages people speak in your country, and how many languages are there in your country?
Uh, in my country, as you know, India is a big country. There are too many languages, which is people used to play in their regional area. Like they have their domicile language as well, and one is the national language, that is Hindi. People used to play their mother tongue as well. Like in Punjab, we are speak Punjabi. Maharashtra people Marathi, and Haryanvi people speaks Haryanvi as well.
Do you mean domestic language or local language? Local language
Allah.
is different. National language is Hindi, of course, right? Official language probably is English in India.
No, it's a Hindi first language.
In Pakistan, it's English.
Oh,
Okay,
that's amazing.
that's amazing. Okay, all right. This is unbelievable that official language has not changed since the inception of the country. It's been 75 years. English is
Yeah.
still the official language. Okay,
Hmm.
anyways, could you please tell me about any traditional cuisines in your country?
Uh, can you
Mm.
repeat the question again?
Could you please tell me
Traditional
about any
cuisine.
traditional cuisines? Cuisine means food.
Oh my God. Okay. Uh, there are certain type of foods which are really very famous. Uh, idli, dosa, dal makhani, pakoda, chicken tikka, thepla. There are so many type of foods which are really very, very famous in certain different parts of India. It's depend on the location where we go. Then you can choose your food according to location where you go in India.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have many restaurants and cafes in your country?
Yes, of course, there are a lot of cafes and restaurant in India, in every part of India.
And on what occasions people love to eat their traditional food?
Probably it would depend on pocket. Uh, People used to go on restaurants when they got wages from their employers or from their companies. They
Hmm.
used to celebrate their small kitty parties in restaurant and cafes.
No, occasion like traditional food, special occasions like either it's a wedding party or a birthday party or a family get together. I'm sure everyone enjoys eating traditional
Hmm.
food, right? Even on festivals, these are occasions. Occasions means events, right?
Hmm.
My question is on what occasions do people like to eat? traditional food in your country. So what would you like to say?
I would like to say on this, on
Hmm.
occasion, people
Hmm.
used to have pakoda, dal makhani, and mixed veg on famous occasions.
No, I'm asking you about occasions. I'm not asking you about food. I'm asking
Hmm.
you on what occasions do people like to eat food, traditional food in your country?
That's on a festival. If we have a Lodi in Punjab, then people used to have different type of food, and if we have Diwali, then we will have different foods on that occasion.
Okay, I know grammar doesn't really matter in this test if you're fluent, but I want to tell you that please, used to is used for the past. Okay, you will not say people used to. You would say people have, people eat, people do.
Hmm.
If you want to use used to, then how will you use it? Let me tell you. Like you say, I used to smoke cigarettes.
Hmm.
I used to, this means you no longer smoke.
Hmm.
But if you say, I am used to smoking cigarettes, this means you smoke cigarettes daily. You are used to it, right?
Hmm.
This is your habit. I am used to smoking cigarettes. Do you understand me?
Okay.
So if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
want to say that, oh, people are used to wearing traditional clothes because this is what they do. This is their habit, a repetitive action that they have been doing over a couple of years, rather many
Hmm.
years. So if you want to say like living in the UK, you say I used to like winters. This means you no longer like winters. But when you're saying I am used to liking winters now, right? This means you have
Hmm.
adjusted yourself with winters. You like it now. Yeah, it's just ing form that you have to attach with it, right? I
Hmm.
used to smoke means no longer. It's a phrase for the past. I am I am used to smoking cigarettes. This means this is
Hmm.
my habit. I smoke cigarettes.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Okay, now let's move to the conversation. But your topic is difficult, okay? And I know that examiner can ask you any question, but I hope you pull it through, okay? Because grade
Hmm.
5 exam, it doesn't have listening, so examiner is not that creative with questions. But in B1, ISC B1, examiners are there because they're checking your ability for skilled worker visa, right? So they just want
Hmm.
to check your ability to give information differently
Hmm.
because that one is probably for
Shall I
permanent
change my
citizenship.
topic or not?
I would not, I think you can handle, but when you don't understand, that's a problem. Why would we risk it?
Hmm.
Yeah, but you're saying that you're prepared, so try it. Okay, don't worry. I think something good will happen. If you will not understand the topic of the examiner, you can ask the person to repeat. Okay. Uh,
Hmm. Or can I ask that I haven't understood that word meaning? Can you say in simple word?
mm,
Can I ask
I
that?
think that's not good because that shows your range of vocabulary and your language control, right?
Hmm.
And if you don't know it, this means that there is something missing. I
Hmm.
think I think it's not a good idea to ask the person that I don't understand the word, but you might ask them to slow down.
Hmm.
You can't expect them to be very nice. You can't expect the test to be very easy. To be very honest, even if the topics that they give in conversation part, they're a little bit harder because they keep into mind that this person is going to work out there, right? So
Hmm.
they're very friendly. They're very nice if you don't understand. But people fail in speaking too. I've seen that. Okay.
Hmm.
Uh, so it's all right. It's all right. I think I have pretty much explained the vocabulary to you about cuisine or traditional food and whatever. I'm sure you're going to do a good job. And whether if this topic is given to you for the discussion round, like the conversation part, please do not forget that weather is different. If I would ask you what's your favorite weather, then what would you say?
My favorite weather is rainy weather.
Thank you. Let's have a small conversation now. I will talk to you about things you like to read. We're going to have a chat about it for 2 minutes. What kinds of things do you like to read?
I like to read newspaper a lot.
And at what time of the day do you like to read the newspaper?
Normally, when I travel to my workplace, I I like to read newspaper in bus.
So do you prefer to read a paper newspaper, like a hard copy of it, or e-newspaper?
I prefer to read paper newspaper
Mm-hmm.
because on the other hand, it or from my phone, it consume battery and need internet facilities alongside this.
Mm-hmm. So how parents can teach the habit of reading to children?
Uh, if a parent do the things in front of their children,
Hmm.
like I'm reading a newspaper in front of my children, they're gonna ask, "What are you doing, Dad? What are you doing, Mom?" They try to copy you. So
Hmm.
just be example for your child.
Very nice. Could you tell me about a book that you've read recently?
Recently, I read a book that is in Punjabi novel. Mm, It's Bharti Lok News Ki Mein Bane in Punjabi. That's the title of topic. The book.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And what did you like about that book?
It shows why people become so poor or so backward in that region, and it was well explained that why some people are really behind the bar, behind the that poverty line, and how they can jump onto to the normal life and the normal people.
Hmm. All right, thank you
Yeah,
so much. Would
that's
you
a
like to ask me two questions about things I like to read?
uh, yes, of course. Can you please tell me, do you like read online or offline? Any article?
I prefer to read online.
Okay, okay. Why do you like online, not offline?
Probably it's convenient and it's portable because carrying multiple books is not possible. And just this computer can help me reach as much information as I want and as many books as I want to read. I think that is the only reason I like to read online.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. This is the end of the test. Congratulations, you have passed.
Thank you.
I just want you to be alert with the questions, right? I hope you understand the word tradition, understand the word tradition. If I would ask you, what are the traditions in your country, then what would you say? Traditions.
I don't know the meaning of tradition. Culture.
Uh, no. Like, it's a tradition that a married woman should wear that thing.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's a tradition, and the bride cooks something sweet for the family in-laws in the
Yeah, the
morning
tradition
after
that
getting married. That's a tradition,
yeah,
right?
the
And also
certain
the
type of
bride is supposed to wear a red dress and those little things that hang
hmm,
here. And those are traditions. Look, I will tell you, this is so important for everybody. Please understand, you might get this question for your writing task as well. Traditions in your country. Understand this thing. Traditions are those little things that people do and people have been doing from ages. For example, in Bangladesh as well, probably in India as well, everybody, it's mandatory, means compulsory for the bride to wear probably a red dress. Okay, it's a
hmm,
thing. If a bride would wear something else, everybody would be like, "Oh, why has she done that?" Right? So
hmm,
traditions are followed by generations, right? And traditions keep the culture alive. Understand me?
hmm,
If the examiner says that what are the traditions in your country, so it's a tradition
hmm,
in your country to eat sweet food on Diwali. It's a tradition that everybody needs to eat something sweet.
hmm.
Understanding or not, these
Yeah.
little actions that people do to keep the culture alive, this is called tradition, and it has been going on since years and years and years.
Hmm,
And if you go against the traditions, people talk about it, people say that's not nice.
yeah.
Even if you see that now these days brides have started wearing pink color for the wedding day or white for the wedding day. So traditional people complain that what is this? Why are you trying to change the culture by changing little traditions? Understanding or not?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for understanding. Okay, I think Pradeep, we can do one more class tomorrow. Okay, because I will solve one complete reading and one complete writing task. Extended writing you can do, but I think you should learn how to do multi-text reading and writing. Have you tried it before? I think I have with you once.
Well, now I haven't tried that multitask writing and
And
reading.
reading.
I did it. Reading I did it.
Okay, then tomorrow when you will join me, I will teach you how to start multi-text writing and how to end those points, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, let's listen. And if you will have any other questions, you can tell me by tomorrow. Okay, because
Okay, no
if it would
problem.
be your last
Just
class
send me some notes so that I can prepare at home.
writing, I don't have any notes. Okay, because writing is something that it's creative and you just have to do it by yourself. For reading,
Okay.
there's a lot of material, and also for probably listening as well. Okay, anyways,
Okay,
I'm
no
going
problem.
to play a recording for you first. Have you ever heard a recording about emus?
Emus, no.
Emus. Okay, I'm going to play a recording about emus. I will play it twice. You have to listen
Okay.
to it and answer 6 questions about it.
Can I write my notes down?
Yes, you can. Ready?
Yeah.
ISE-1, listening task 1.
Yes, one.
The emu is one of the strangest birds on our planet. It's very large. In fact, it's the second tallest bird in the world and sometimes grows to be 2 meters high. It's found in Australia, where it lives in open country and avoids forests and towns. Emus can't fly, but they have very long legs, which means they can run very fast, up to 50 kilometers an hour. They travel a lot, especially in search of food. They feed on insects and plants, but can live without food and water for a long time. Both the male and the female emu are brown in colour, which can make it difficult to see them. They also have very good eyesight, which helps them to escape from animals and birds that might attack them. The female lays many eggs in 1 year, but it's the male who sits on the eggs and looks after the young birds. Young emus reach full size after 6 months, and emus can live up to 20 years in the wild.
ISE-1, listening task 1.
The emu is one of the strangest birds on our planet. It's very large. In fact, it's the second tallest bird in the world and sometimes grows to be 2 meters high. It's found in Australia, where it lives in open country and avoids forests and towns. Emus can't fly, but they have very long legs, which means they can run very fast, up to 50 kilometers an hour. They travel a lot, especially in search of food. They feed on insects and plants, but can live without food and water for a long time. Both the male and the female emu are brown in colour, which can make it difficult to see them. They also have very good eyesight, which helps them to escape from animals and birds that might attack them. The female lays many eggs in 1 year, but it's the male who sits on the eggs and looks after the young birds. Young emus reach full size after 6 months, and emus can live up to 20 years in the wild.
All right, now I'm going to ask you some follow-up questions about emus.
Okay.
All right, my first question to you is, where do emus live?
In
Where
Australia?
do emus live?
Australia? They
That
found
is
on us
correct.
in
That
nature.
is correct. What kind of places do emus like living in?
Open country.
And how fast can they run?
50 kilometer per hour.
50 kilometer per hour. That is correct. Can you tell me something they eat?
They eat insects and plants.
All right. And what color are emus?
Brown color.
When
Both.
do emus reach full size?
After 6 months?
What is the life expectancy of emus?
20 years.
What can you tell me about their eyesight?
Their eyesight is very good.
Thank you. Congratulations. You have passed this part. Now let's move to the next part.
Okay.
What would you like to practice from this section? Bhutan, child language learning, tigers, Shakespeare first film, Uber Petty, Gary Kasparov, Winter Olympics, Inspire Kids, which one?
Winter Olympics.
Okay, I'm going to play a recording about Winter Olympics. Please listen to the recording. You're not allowed to take notes and tell me in few words what is this recording about.
ISE-1, Task 2.
The Winter Olympics began in France in 1924. 16 countries competed, and since then the competition has grown internationally. In 2014, 88 countries were in the Russian Winter Olympics. Thailand, Brazil, and Kenya have sent teams to the Winter Olympics. That's surprising because they're countries with warm climates. Sometimes the winter weather can cause problems for the Olympics. In the Austrian Olympics, there wasn't enough snow, and in the Japanese Olympics, there was too much. When the Winter Olympics began in Russia, the organizers were worried that it might be warm. They decided to use snow machines. The huge machines worked all day and night to make new snow. Norway is the country that has won the most gold medals. The oldest winner is the ski jumper Anders Haugen. He competed in the first Winter Olympics in 1924. At the time, there was a mistake with his result. The mistake was discovered 50 years later. When he finally received his medal, he was 83 years old. The Winter Olympics began in...
Hi, could you tell me in few words what is this recording about?
It's about Winter Olympic Games. Yeah.
All right. Now please listen to the recording once again and tell me 6 facts from the recording. You're allowed to take notes this time. Let's listen once again.
The Winter Olympics began in France in 1924. 16 countries competed, and since then the competition has grown internationally. In 2014, 88 countries were in the Russian Winter Olympics. Thailand, Brazil, and Kenya have sent teams to the Winter Olympics. That's surprising because they're countries with warm climates. Sometimes the winter weather can cause problems for the Olympics. In the Austrian Olympics, there wasn't enough snow, and in the Japanese Olympics, there was too much. When the Winter Olympics began in Russia, the organizers were worried that it might be warm. They decided to use snow machines. The huge machines worked all day and night to make new snow. Norway is the country that has won the most gold medals. The oldest winner is the ski jumper Anders Haugen. He competed in the first Winter Olympics in 1924. At the time, there was a mistake with his result. The mistake was discovered 50 years later. When he finally received his medal, he was 83 years old.
Yes, could you please tell me 6 facts from the recording?
Winter Olympic was firstly played in 1924. 16. There was 16 countries in it. After 2014, it was 18 countries. Winter can cause difficult to play the games. Russia, which used the first time snow machine to make snow. Anders Hogan was a player in 1924. He won a medal after 50 years, but at that time they took a mistake, and after 50 years he got a medal when he was 83-year old.
Okay, I'd like to ask you some follow-up questions. How long did the snow machine work?
For the night, for the night.
Day and night, okay, that's right. Why were the Russian organizers worried?
Because there was not that much winters.
It was warm. Okay. How old was Andrews Hogan when he got his medal?
83-year-old.
Okay, what can cause problems?
Too much winter can cause a problem for winter.
Thank you. You have passed your listening test. Congratulations.